And just like that, in a matter of 48 to 72 hours, it would seem that the Fighter Pass has come to a close. What do I mean by that? Well, again, if you're active on social media, you've probably seen the news. The last two characters for the Fighter Pass have probably been confirmed, and it's looking like those two characters seem to be Terry Bogard and Ryu Hayabusa. So let's backtrack a bit and see what has transpired. So a couple of days back, information had came out from a user named I Am Shifty about Ryu Hayabusa being the next fighter for the Fighter Pass. Now, I was personally in a server with Shifty months leading up to Ultimate's release, and he was always a chill guy that obviously to me had a source of some kind. So he comes out and leaks Hayabusa. Now, after yesterday's info dropped, people were seemingly off of the Hayabusa train since it looked like the SNK character was going to be up next, with Nintendo pulling their big oopsie and dropping the SNK trademark on their own website. And now for today, Sabby is spearheading the conversation with tweets like these. With the way things are sounding from what I've heard from a lot of people now, Smash speculation is going to get really wild after this next reveal. This character is going to lead to people assuming a certain one is number 5. Can't wait to see the community implode with all these hints. It's really obvious, but I'll wait for some other prominent leaker to say it so I can just back it up. There's simply too many people hearing this name for me to deny it right now. Only thing that changed my mind is if VR Plant hears something else. And for those of you who don't know, VR Plant is one of Sabi and Papagenos' sources who has been very accurate so far. There's a certain person who is gonna back a character plus fighter number 4 who people trust quite a bit, and there's a 4chan leak that said fighter 4 plus this same other character are the last two. I can already see the community going immediately to the 4chan post. Now before we get back into those, Sabby had firmly placed bets into the SNK character being Terry Bogard, going so far as to promote this tweet from Nana Kurobi in her Discord and give a vouch of support saying that this is a trustworthy person. So by all accounts, with Sabby supporting Terry, I'd say it's a done deal. Now back to these recent tweets. My guess as to who Sabby is referring to in those tweets would be Bergman. He still has quite the following and many people still deem him as an incredibly trustworthy source. Also, Bergman has indicated on Smash Facts that he has indeed heard names around these DLC fighters, but isn't comfortable revealing both of them just yet. However, he did in fact just recently post this gif of Terry, so that leads me to believe he is as well firmly in Terry's camp. Now, the interesting part is the bit about there being a 4chan leak that coincides with this information, and I think the 4chan leak in question would be this one. I have inside knowledge for the last two characters. It is Ryu Hayabusa and Terry Bogard. They will both get a healthy amount of music, around 15 to 20 tracks each, songs such as, and then they go on to link two YouTube links. Their trailers will be continuations of previous trailers such as K. Rool and Banjo, with Ryu being a part of Simon's trailer coming to his aid against Eastern monsters, and Terry being a part of Canon Incineroars, with Terry fighting and beating Incineroar. I hope some of you remember this post when it happens in the coming months. Now, needless to say, this makes a lot of sense to me, and it is something I agree with because it's a point I brought up in my last video yesterday and would confirm my theory of Sakurai and team reusing the old trailer's assets to save money and introduce Terry using that Can and Incineroar trailer. It just makes a lot of sense, and this leak seems to confirm that. And checking the date, this leak was originally posted all the way back at the 12th of August, so this is weeks before Nintendo made this blunder. And it's not like SNK was a hotly discussed company for a rep. I had barely heard any mention of it despite their multiple crossovers in other games and fighting game status and legacy. So right now this is looking like it's going to be the finale for the Fighters Pass. Again, I've expressed for months now that Sabby is the most credible leaker around, back when she was still known as Polar Panda. If Sabby is on board, it is hard for me to even think to go against it. As far as I'm concerned, the Fighter Pass seems to be a done deal. This does, however, lead to some questioning about the order of the reveals, since Shifty claimed Hayabusa would be the next fighter, and Nintendo's oopsie leads us to believe that Terry will be the next in this case. Either way, I think I agree with Sabi that things are going to get wild. Part of the reason I think that is because I can see these two characters in particular not going over too well with a lot of Smash fans. I can read the comments already about Terry saying, "He's just another Ken, and what's SNK?" Hayabusa and Terry are great picks for gaming in general, but they will be slept on by the majority of Smash fans, so I'm expecting to see a decent amount of hate towards them, even though most gaming fans in general will be happy. That being said, unless something is amiss, I'm tossing my hat into the ring that these are the last two fighters. There's just too much info from credible people going around right now. It could be wrong, but I seriously doubt it at this point. And just as I'm literally recording this, Sabi posted new tweets saying, "I can back Verge regarding Terry from Fatal Fury King of Fighters." That is specifically who I've hinted. Now if the trailer matches that Terry/Ryu leak, you can bet a lot of people will speculate Ryu. I don't know if number 5 is Ryu, but that is what I was referencing. So again, it does seem like Terry at this point is a lock. Hayabusa may be a little bit more up in the air, and we will have to play it by ear when we see the upcoming trailer for Terry, and with a possible direct coming this week, it would seem like we won't have to wait too long to find out. That being said, guys, what do you think of this new information, and how would you feel about these two characters being the last two for the Fighter Pass? As always, if you want to keep up with my content, make sure to subscribe. My social media links will be down below. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.